What's CS strafe? CS strafing is like you press a key. I'll show you what I mean. I'll show what like a CS counter strafe is versus like Valorant movement. So let's imagine that this cat is a player, right? So what a Valorant movement is like, okay, you see the person, you literally let go of your keyboard and then you shoot them. Whereas like a CS like counter strafe is like, okay, we're moving, we see that, and then you move in the opposite direction when you take the shot, and that's to make sure your shooting arrow goes onto them. So I just say CS one because in CS you need to do that, in Valorant you don't need to.
How do you move during gunfights in Valorant to gain an advantage? Do you have any tips on how to strafe better and stay in control? I'd really appreciate your advice.
So moving in gunfights, kind of hard because I don't like think about it ever. And I do it differently than like other players. And like every player has like their own take on it. Like for an example, there's players that counter strafe similar to CS. There's players that literally let go of the key. There's players that like when they're moving in a direction, they see someone, they hold down the opposite moving key so they fully stop. Like in Valorant, because there's less margin for error and more like the movement is a lot more simplified for like attack shooter. So any way you move works. You just have to see what's comfortable for you. I will say that I do think the counter strafing method would be the hardest. And like in theory, you do stop and shoot a little bit faster, but like in Valorant compared to CS, bro, that's like by literal milliseconds, like 10 ms at max for like a proper counter strafe. So it doesn't really matter, to be honest.